of the April vlogs. I nearly said vlogmas then. This is the second time I've recorded the introduction because I suddenly realised that I hadn't turned the radio down the first time I did it. So if you're watching this, it means that the first introduction was no good. It is about 10 to 8 in the morning, obviously. I'm on my way to work. I've been driving for just over 20 minutes. I've got a cracking headache. I've just taken some paracetamol with my cup of tea that I've got with me in the car. So I'm hoping that will kick in. I'm hoping it's not one of those headaches that lasts all day. No idea why I've woken up with a headache. I uploaded my yesterday's vlog overnight, so I just need to sort of put the notes underneath and publish that when I get to work. My podcast is also uploading overnight, but it's still going. It takes forever. So I started it at about 9:30 last night, and it's on about 70% now, so it's still a couple of hours to go. And then once that's up, I need to just make sure all the show notes are done and everything before I can publish that. And I've been trying to set up my new phone, which involves backing up the old one and setting up new things and this, that and the other. So I'm feeling a little bit teched out right now, what with all the uploading, downloading, software data, blah blah blah. Maybe that's why I've got a headache. Now, a few of you have asked about the recipe for the banana bread cakey thing that I made, I think in day 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down and put it underneath the video of that vlog, but I'll also put it underneath this video as well, seeing as I'm talking about it here. Like I say, it started off life as a recipe. I think it was a Nigella recipe, and then I think I amalgamated that with a recipe possibly by Jo Wheatley, who's amazing, by the way. Jo Wheatley has got 2 cookbooks, baking books, and she was one of the winners of the Great British Bake Off, and her cookbooks are amazing. I've never made anything from them that hasn't come out brilliantly. Anyway, it's not her recipe, so don't get excited, because this is a recipe that I've kind of had my influence on, so you may be disappointed with how it comes out. And I should say as well that sometimes I cook it in a loaf tin like you saw the other day, and sometimes I cook it in like a tray, well, not like a really shallow tray, but like say a 20 by 20 centimetre tin, and it's a bit more like a tray bake then. And also the other thing is, quite a lot of you have asked about the pattern for the shopping bag that I talked about on day 1. So I've tracked that down, because it was a long time ago that I made that, but I've managed to track down the pattern. So I'll put the link to that pattern down below this video, and I'll also put it underneath the day 1 video as well, so you've got that if you want to go and make it. I think that's everything. So right now I've got to get myself all the way through South London to work with a cracking headache. Past 8 and I'm at work in the car park. This is the lottery of South London traffic, although now that it's coming up for the Easter holidays, maybe a lot of the schools are broken up, which would make it quieter. So I'm going to eat my overnight oats in the car and start editing today's vlog. Can you see me? How clear is the picture? This is my new phone. I've just spent about an hour trying to set up everything and log back into Instagram. What do we think? Wow, look at this. I look quite clear. This is the camera that looks back at you when you're looking at your phone. The forward-facing camera, I think that's what it is. On my new phone, which I set up during the course of the working day. It took quite a long time, so I just had it plugged in on my desk doing all the bits that it needed to do. on the whole, I think it's mostly set up, although I still seem to have to remember the passwords for every email account I've ever had. Okay, so I am coming home a slightly different way to normal. I'm coming home the way that I go to work, which I don't normally do. I normally go a bit of a different route home, purely because going back the way I come means that I have to do a really, really horrible right-hand turn out of the end of the road across 2 lanes of really busy traffic, and it is no fun, let me tell you. But I've just been listening to all the traffic reports on the radio, and I can hear that the M25 and the A2, which are the 2 major motorways nearby, are completely jammed. They are a complete mess, and that usually has a massive knock-on effect on all the roads around where we live, particularly the route that I take home, and I don't want to get stuck in it, so I'm hedging my bets. I don't actually know what that means, but if it means that I'm taking a chance that the other route might be better even though I have to do a right-hand turn, then that's what I'm doing. Keep your fingers crossed. Easter school fun, which is happening tonight, and she's watching Ballerina. Hello, I'm home. I'm very excited about having a camera that works this way round. It's about 7:15. Dan's gone down to the school to pick up Phoebe from her end of term Easter shenanigans. It's the last day of term for everybody today. The girls have got 2 weeks off for the Easter holidays, and Dan and I have got all of next week off because we're just going to have a bit of a staycation and do lots of fun things, which is one of the reasons I wanted to vlog this month, because I figured it'll be fun to take you along for all those things that we're going to do. Not that we've planned all of those things yet, but we've got a few things up our sleeves. Lilia's not here. She's gone down to Folkestone for the weekend to spend the weekend with her friend. It's her friend's 13th birthday this weekend. They're only a week apart, and they were best friends at primary school, and then she moved with her family down to Folkestone on the Kent coast at the end of year 6. So, but they've stayed in touch, and they're actually pen pals. They write to each other the old-fashioned way, and they absolutely love doing that. So, but then they get together whenever they can. So that's where Lilia is, and so yesterday's going to be a day. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. Tomorrow's going to be a day of running around a bit with Phoebe here, there and everywhere. And then Sunday, Phoebe's got her trampolining competition. And then we'll go and pick up Lilia, and then we're heading to my mum's because it's her birthday on Sunday. But right now, I'm going to pour a Friday night glass of wine and start editing this vlog. Oh, and I've just finished uploading episode 43 of the podcast as well.